Hi, I'm Angelyn Marti, and today I'll be talking about Linda Hogan's power and how it holds many literary aspects such as similes, extended metaphor, and symbolism. Through these devices, Hogan is able to convey the idea that the main character, Omishtu, has a very deep connection with nature, as well as how nature reflects and contributes to the relationships of the outside world. One example of Omishtu's connection with nature is her ability to recognize that the kudzu plant is exotic and quote-unquote doesn't belong here but takes over everything. I believe that the kudzu plant is a symbol for the conquistadors and other groups of people that have taken over the taiga land, as well as other Native American lands in American history. These people have taken over everything and they don't belong, and they are also exotic, much like the kudzu plant. And I believe that Hogan doesn't leave that up for interpretation, that it is very much a direct symbol for the people and these plants. I believe that this connection exemplifies the author's purpose, the effects that the Native American people have had due to people taking over their land, such as the conquistadors. Omishtu knows that the kudzu plants don't belong, as well as the people don't belong. Now, this relationship that the taiga has with their land is a spiritual one, and the spirituality that nature withholds, as well as the land withholds, comes from the beliefs of the taiga. Now, this spiritual factor comes into play through the way that the taiga people respond to the murder of Sissa is very different than the legal authorities of the land, which are the white people. The legal authorities condemn Ama because the panther is endangered, and the Native Americans condemn Ama because of the spiritual significance they have with the panther. Now, the taiga, they value the balance, the protection that the panther brings to the environment. They believe that they came from the panther, and this is something that the legal authorities do not value. They just value that the panther's endangered, and that's it. While the taiga have a much deeper, much more spiritual connection that they have with the panther. They valued its life in a different way than the legal authorities. One way we can also see that the legal authorities do not value Sissa's life or nature's life is on page 78, when the cops come to arrest Ama. They do not bother to miss the frogs on the road, that like on the driveway. They just drive through them, and thus killing a form of life, while the taiga people wouldn't have done that. Any taiga person wouldn't have done that. And it's because they value nature and they value those lives. They don't just see them as animals, they see them much deeper, that they have a soul. These legal authorities do not value the connection that people have to have with the land, which the Native people have known for centuries. They have been putting this into practice for centuries. It's part of their culture, which is something that I don't think the legal authorities can even begin to understand. Amishtu's connection with nature is sort of another connection with her culture, which is why I believe she ends up with the taiga elders at the end of the novel. And it does take her the whole novel to realize that. In conclusion, Omishtu and the taiga people have a different connection with nature because they have this spiritual connection with the cat, as well as the land that they have always lived on, and is something that the legal authorities and the white people are not able to comprehend because their ancestors have taken that away from them, and it's not like they even bother to try to understand it. Unlike Omishtu, who tries to understand it and really values her surroundings and is aware of her surroundings, which is why her name translates to the one who watches, because she does observe these many things, such as the kudzu plant, such as how the cops run over the frogs, and it just all ties back into her culture and the spirituality of things. Thank you for listening.